Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. Libras, I am feeling a frequency shift. And I say that maybe because we're headed for a new year and everything, but I wanted to take a look at vibrational change as a whole. And I just feel like this is a really great time to do it. So let's go ahead and take a little peek and say, what is the frequency change? We have Empress, we have Queen of Cups. There's our Libra right out of the gate. Libra Taurus energy. I feel like our Libra is aware that they're upgrading. A queen is already lovely, but an empress is primo. An empress is like, I feel like Libra is aware that something either like within them, say a competency or a sense of deep contentment and self knowing is starting to wash through them. This Libra could start to feel like they have more skills that they're comfortable in sharing. This could be somebody who's like, you know what? I feel like I could teach a class. I feel like I have like really great life experiences that I could bring to the table. I don't have any doubts that my voice, matters and that my opinions are worthy of being spoken in a room. It feels kind of like that. Like our Libra is in a really great energetic space where they know that they have something to contribute to the dialogue. We have an Eight of Swords. We have the Moon. We have the Twin Flame card. Okay, so we will also say here that the an empress is typically a person who would be married, right? But I feel like Libra is having a different perspective on a very profound bond that they share with another person. They are either now able to see it in a different light. You notice how we have these moon goggles on, and the moon is normally showing us what's hidden. And I'm wondering if Libra is aware that there is a person on this earth, and it's not anymore about like, oh, I'm stuck or they're stuck or why don't they free themselves. It's more like Libra might have recognized, I have a divine counterpart and they've had their lessons just like I have, but I've already met them. And that divine counterpart, knowing that they walk this earth, that alone is a beautiful thing. Knowing that they exist is a fantastic thing. That already says that this love exists. This love is already like a tangible thing. So there's not a blockage because the love is there anyway. Even if we're in separate little pods at the moment or have been in separate little pods, it doesn't really mean that anybody is like, oh, there's this blockage or we're stuck. It means maybe we're still growing, or maybe this is what our situation is. I love them, they love me, but we're in different spaces. It doesn't change the fact that there's love. Now, let me ask though, if this is a frequency change, what we're seeing first is like basically Libra is comprehending a very important connection in their life with a huge amount of like acceptance for exactly what the situation has been. But I want to know, is there a change with that? And I have a very different perception on twin flame, but I'm going to use the word twin flame, but just know I think of it in a different concept. There's a lot about the twin flame mythology that I don't like, that I don't agree with. And that doesn't mean I'm right and anybody else is wrong. Please believe however you choose to. I'm just making the statement because, this is my channel. I'm the storyteller, and I want to be clear on what I mean when I say it. If I'm going to use the term twin flame, I mean something different. I simply leave it at this: a profoundly meaningful connection. And I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to attach anything else because I don't actually agree with all the rest that goes along with it for my own reasons. And there's a whole bunch to it, but I don't need to describe all that. I only want to leave it more broad because I have to paint it with that brush because of the way I interpret. And I think we all can use the same language, but just make I'll be using the same wording because that's what's on the card. So anyway, just to let everybody know, whatever you believe, please know you are warmly welcomed here. There is no challenge to defend your position. I support you in whatever your perception is. So, but I want to keep it broad for my perception. Okay, so what is happening here is we have a Two of Swords. But we also have a Knight of Wands in the reverse. Something is simmering down. We are stripping away layers of complication. We've gone even from an Eight of Swords, which is like stuck energy, down to a Two of Swords, which is kind of, creating a blockage. But you notice we're downgrading everything. We're stripping things away. We're getting to some raw truths here. So it's like our Libra is saying, I am actually filled with love. And what I realize is that there is somebody that I love dearly, which is where the stuck energy was. It's because I love them. I actually believe that this is a very important person in my life. And I believe that they've been in their pod and I've been in mine. And maybe there was a reason for that, but it doesn't detract from the fact that I know that we maybe have a lot of similarities. I know that we also maybe have been, assimilating information in almost the same ways. Maybe we've been growing and maturing in the same ways because we're so similar. I could envision that. But at the end of the day, love brought us together. And as I strip everything down and pare it down, I'm seeing or sensing things, not with like scattered energy, but I'm simplifying and I'm coming right down. You notice that we have two moons in the sky here, right? On either half of those two swords. I think this is Libra saying, I've been blocking them as much as they've been blocking me. And if we were to unbend the Two of Swords, what we would have is two aces, right? An ace for this moon, an ace for that moon, which would be truth and clarity and communication. These two were maybe both, they tried to communicate in the past and they got their signals crossed. I'm wondering if perhaps this is two people, like, let's imagine this. You know how they always say too many cooks in the kitchen is not a good thing. And it's because, let's say both people are like, oh, yes, we've got a couple chefs. They're going to make this meal for dinner. But let's say each one of them thought on one hand in the exact same way. First, we need to make the sauce and get it simmering before we start to bread the chicken. So now instead of them saying, okay, I'll start the chicken, and the other person says, I'll start the sauce, and the other one's like, oh, I'll work on the salad. They all start making the sauce. So now we've got tons of sauce, but we got no chicken made. We got no salad made. Too many cooks in the kitchen who are all taking leadership roles and thinking it out, saying this is the best way to do it, which they would be right. But you can't all do it at the same time, or all we get is too much of the same. What you need is the complementary energy. And I'm almost wondering if Libra is realizing that themselves and another person, if there was a problem here, it was simply that both of them tried their best to lead, and probably both of them were right. Both of them had a good idea. Both of them were trying to show up as their best. But in doing so, it's like they kept pushing each other out of the role of like, this is what I need to do, and I'm right. And it's like, yes, but I need to do this, and I need to do this for you, and I'm right. It almost feels like these two were so similar that that's where the real problems came from. And they couldn't understand that about one another's behavior for a very long time. Libra is capturing this and like opening their mind to this, or maybe we should say opening their heart to this. It's like Libra said, wait a minute, I loved them. They loved me too. So why didn't this work? Well, we had a big blockage. Was it really a big blockage? Let me not be scattered. Let me bring it home and say, where was the foundation of the problem? And it was like, we crossed swords because we both were trying to stand in the same spot at the same moment in time. I think two people tried to give their best, but they were giving their best and it was identical. Maybe because they are so similar. Justice, Ace of Wands, Hermit. We have Libra right here. We have Virgo. I honestly think that both characters maybe were so passionate about each other, and it is very possible. And I only say this because of the Libra scales. So we have, we know that we're dealing with two people, but I think both people felt hard done by the other, because it's like, I loved you so much. I don't get what went wrong. it's like both people have been like grinding in their minds. How could this have gone so wrong? Now they might have sat there and said, I don't get why Libra treated me mean. Libra might have thought the same thing about them for a long time. I don't get it. All I wanted to do was love you. How come it went so freaking wrong? And they might have been mulling over it. This could be a Virgo masculine that Libra was dealing with. And they thought this was really unfair because all I tried to do was love you. And I thought you loved me too. Well, it's basically the same thing that Libra's sitting over here figuring out. So the frequency changes, like understanding someone's behavior differently in the past. This is somebody who clearly, did not go out and try to damage things with Libra. Like, I never tell stories about abusers anyway, because I have zero tolerance for that. Abuse doesn't show up on my channel ever because I wouldn't tolerate it. If somebody behaves that way, they're already out. We put up strong boundaries around that. So we don't take characters back that intentionally try to cause harm. So I would never tell a story like that anyway. But in particular, I'm just clarifying to say this storyline is not about somebody that was intentionally trying to cause any grief to Libra, but nor was it just like callous and careless. This is a story that's very specific. This is a Libra who loved somebody, and that somebody loved them too, which is why it was so confounding. How is it that we couldn't work when I know that we loved each other? Neither was trying to be a bad person and hurt each other. So how is it possible that something so good could have like not taken off? And again, it's because we had two amazing chefs in the kitchen, both trying to do the exact same thing at the same time. That's why it didn't work. And both of them were left scratching their head going, this seems so freaking wrong, because there was so much clear desire. So how on earth how did I end up out here in the cold? How did I end up on my own? I don't get it. Libra hasn't been able to put their finger on it. This character wasn't able to put their finger on it. Libra finally realized this person wasn't cheating on me either. So why did they not want to see me anymore? Meanwhile, they thought the same thing. I don't get it. Why does Libra not want to see me anymore? I just think that these two, in this very specific story, for these very specific characters, the frequency that's changing is like there's this huge breakthrough, and like, oh my God, I get it now. We were very similar, and we actually did love each other, but we were trying to love each other in the exact same way, with the way we thought you take leadership and you show up and you do these things for each other, but they were kind of clashing because of it. I wanted to just look and say, for them, are they having the same like frequency shift? And we literally have a King of Swords, Queen of Cups, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. They're on a timeline jump as well. They also see we were good together. Maybe we needed to be more complementary, but there was real love. Like, we both are like admirable people. Okay, so whomever this is, they could see how things could work, but maybe they did want Libra to play a different role, and they're just now realizing that. Maybe they're starting to see like that's where our problem was. Libra thought I was taking their role. I thought they were taking my role. We needed to play slightly different but complementary roles. King and Queen, yes. Amazing, same frequency, but we both would have had different, tasks to perform. I think we have two people that are actually literally the world's greatest match, which also proved to be their greatest hurdle. We're such a good match. We're so similar that we weren't clicking, but we loved each other. So what does that mean moving forward? If this frequency shift is occurring, what does that mean moving forward? 3 of Cups. First off, it's time to like raise your hands and, kind of hallelujah moment, thank the stars above, thank the universe, and then also welcome in what the ocean of emotion is bringing in. There's all kinds of new thoughts washing over Libra. I think Libra is saying, we could still be good together. Let me ask for the other person, where are they in a frequency shift? We have Transcendence, which in this deck, this would be the World card. We have the same thing here. Now, this is sideways for them. They are feeling the same thing. they're looking at a situation differently. They're wondering if there could be a do-over as well. Whomever this is. Now, here they've shown up as possibly Virgo, possibly also Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and also possibly as Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. And now we bring in Capricorn. They're wondering the same thing. I wonder if we could have a do-over. And if you look closely on this card, we have these two energetic entities, and they're not quite shaped into anything that we can tell, but to me, I see this as two faces coming like nose to nose, but it's not fully formed. I feel like somewhere above the earth, we have two spirits colliding, and I almost think that they are exactly on the same frequency, which would make sense, as Libra is, having the same awakening at approximately the same time, and realizing we almost didn't have a problem, but we did, simply because we're so similar. Not because we didn't have love, not because we didn't want to be together, but because neither person was able. Like, how do I wear my shoes if you're trying to wear my shoes? Like, can two people both jam their feet into one pair of shoes? No. Although I did just see the funniest holiday gift ever, a couple's pair of underpants, like tandem underoos, where there's like 4 leg holes and one giant waistband. I thought that was hysterically funny. It's one of those white elephant gag gifts, right? But I just thought that was hysterically funny. And it's like for the couple who's like way attached to each other. I don't know if that white elephant gift, I'll see if I can tag that, if I can find that and have it pop up on the screen, because it was really funny. But this just feels not like these two need to be that combined. In fact, obviously, no, we don't want to share underpants, or, like, how could you move about freely? Or how could 4 feet go in just a single pair of shoes? There are certain things that don't work. And that's why it's like we're stepping on each other's toes. We're too much alike. So is there a potential then, universe, with this frequency shift, with this new kind of like awareness that we have happening, does that bring about a potential maybe for this connection to be successful now in a way that it wasn't before? My scarf is like all over the place. 6 of Pentacles. Heck yeah, it does. All of a sudden, it's like, oh my goodness, we could find a complement. We could have success now. We had to realize that we do still bring different qualities to the table, but we love each other the same. And maybe we want to show it in the same way. But as long as we can say, I'm going to let you, this could be 2 people who would be like, they give each other the identical gift. And it's like, they just have to be okay with that. They have to give each other space to, okay, you can wear the shoes today, then tomorrow I'll wear the shoes. Maybe they can still rotate the one pair of shoes, but they have to give each other space. I let you give to me, then I give to you, and it goes back and forth. That seems like these two can get this worked out now because of this huge breakthrough. All right. Thank you again for being here, Libras. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I really appreciate all of you. All right, take care. Bye for right now.